You're late.
A wizard is never late. Frodo Baggins.
It's a one day. It's a one day. Sorry, Karen.
Nor is he early. He arrives exactly when he intends to.
Huh?
Hello and welcome to episode
82
of the Eldritch Podblast.
of the Eldritch Podblast.
I'm Gandalf.
I'm Frodo.
And hello.
Huh? Oh, what'd you think?
Welcome to the Halloween episode.
I got my one ring. I'm one ring in it to rule them all. Yeah, it's falling off. It was very precariously balanced. I could see him bouncing around. Grab your hat, come on.
Oh God! Don't look at me. Oh, where is it?
I don't know.
Wait, when did it fall off?
Just then, it's to the left of you, yeah. Well, to your right.
Ooh. Oh God, how embarrassing.
How embarrassing, my wizard's hat that never falls off. Especially not when I'm late.
Hello!
Hello!
I am, can you see how beet red I am?
It's hot.
Margaret, edit out the beet red when you do this. God, I haven't even adjusted my mic. Hello, welcome to the Halloween episode!
Hello, welcome to the Halloween episode of the Eldritch Podblast. Welcome.
Welcome!
One and all.
Do you like the set?
Yeah.
Do you
cool,
like
innit?
everything?
We cut out some freaking bats. Some freaking bats.
Freaking bats.
We've got the Batwolf.
Got the Batwolf with the Halloween hat on.
Rocking the Halloween hat. Behind us.
Listen.
Just remember that.
The entity.
You just remember that. That the entity's always watching.
Can you hear me huffing and puffing? The entity had no say. No, we had no say.
Oh, no, we don't.
The entity.
The entity.
We woke up after a blur, and that was on the wall. So,
yeah. I blinked and it was there.
Yeah, exactly. So you know,
the entity works in mysterious ways.
Entity gets what the entity wants.
As does Sauron.
Yeah, and as does. What if?
You'd be doing a podcast on your own.
Oh, great.
Because that'd be.
Yep, that'd be nice. It is so incredibly hot under here.
No.
I just dyed my hair last night, and I'm really worried that the dye's like running down my face right now.
No, it's not.
With all of my sweat.
No, it's not.
How am I going to do this? How am I going to last?
So far, you're doing great.
Thank you so very much.
Everybody let Margaret know she's doing great.
The name's Gandalf, actually.
The name's actually Gandalf.
Yeah.
Peasant.
And yeah, we know that Critical Role did this as well, but that's what happens when you get a bunch of
we'd already
nerds.
bought the costumes, so
that's
it is what it is.
When loads of nerds who like D&D get together. How? Oh my God!
It's alright. Just forget about it. Just pretend like the beard doesn't exist. Beardless, some would say.
Beardless. Yes.
Like you normally are.
Yes, indeed. What do you think of the pumpkins?
Huh?
So we were supposed to have Podblast.
Podblast.
Can I put the picture in?
Yeah. You can put I'll put a chapter so you can insert a picture of me and my failures.
We were writing them out and we were getting ready to carve them. I'd started carving mine, and Jack was like, "I can't do blast anymore because of this." Blah.
Blah.
Has my hat fallen off again?
Yep.
Oh,
Get the hat.
No, you know what?
Maybe we could do it without the hat.
Well,
with the hat's been on. We've seen the hat.
Oh, I don't know. The hat's the allure.
Go on
right?
then.
Yeah.
Grab the hat. Grab your hat. Yeah, I'll show you here. Look. I'll just gently move this around. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't have enough room to do blast. And it was becoming, I was realizing very quickly that it would become very hard. Yeah. So I thought, do you want to know what? Let's just do a cute, spooky face.
See, I had it easy because I just had Pod. So,
yeah, Pod, but it's, Pod looks great.
Thank you.
I think Pod's done really well.
Now there's just a random pumpkin saying Pod, and look how cute Jax is.
Yeah, it's pretty cute, isn't it?
Jax is so sweet.
I cut my thing way too small, so I have to put the candle in through the map. and I cut it so small, and then accidentally, as I was like scraping out the inside, shaved off some from the side. So my lid is gingerly balanced.
I don't know how you managed to get your hand in there to get all the stuff out, to be completely honest with you.
With great difficulty.
Yeah, wow.
And a lot of perseverance.
Yes!
Because that's what we do on this Podblast.
Yes, we persevere somehow through that intro.
What do you mean? Do you want to try it one more time?
No, I do not. I do not want to stand up.
We can just say the lines.
No.
We can just say the lines.
Oh, okay. Go on.
You're late.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives exactly when he intends to. Huh?
And then we laugh.
And
hysterically.
Oh, yeah, well. How was your Halloween? To be fair, Halloween is tomorrow.
Just so I know, have you pulled your pop socket off?
No.
No, didn't think you did.
No.
There we go.
No. Listen, I was too busy fighting for my life.
Last episode I was listening, and there was some aggressive.
Yeah, we need to get pop shields for these mics.
I don't know if we'll be able to fit them though.
Listen, they're great mics. They're wonderful mics. They're so much better than the mics we had before.
The pop shields just aren't great.
Pop shields are not good on them.
But, you know,
yeah, I will say that.
I'm not going to degrade the mic. I'm not going to downgrade the mic because of this little felt thing.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can get some different diffusers.
Some different, yeah, definitely.
That go on the end.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
how was everyone?
Yeah, how was? Well, to be fair,
what are you eating?
Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah.
First of all, it's Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Are we happy with them not on?
Yeah. We're
it's slightly different lighting because we wanted
the
the orange and the greens to pop.
Yeah.
Tell me if they're popping. Tell me if they're popping.
How about the red on my face? Is that popping? Is that popping too?
Are they popping? What about the glow of my one ring?
Yeah.
What about the glint of sour under my eyes?
Just my engagement ring.
Yeah. On your dad's necklace.
Yeah, my dad's necklace. We like to repurpose things in this house. What can I say? What did you do for Halloween? I know it's tomorrow, but a lot of people have done things like over the weekend.
Yeah.
So what'd you get up to? Did you do anything? Did you go trick or treating? Did you
trick or treat?
Did you trick or treat?
Did you treat or trick?
Did you get drunk?
Did you
get messed up?
Did you watch scary movies?
What did you do?
Why is the top of your mustache going like?
I don't know.
It's
and you know what?
very
I was
funny.
going to try and straighten it down, but I was so hot.
Yeah. Imagine trying to straighten your top lip.
I know. Well, yeah. I couldn't bring myself to do it, quite honestly. So.
Well. Yeah. Tell us what you're eating. Oh,
yeah.
talking about eating. So look.
Oh.
I know everyone was like, oh, 100 comments. Look.
Oh my goodness.
Look. That was, the last few episodes we've got to like 75, 80 comments. It's not that far.
No.
It's not that far.
It's very achievable.
To achieve a goal so extraordinary for 100 comments. Let's just get it. Come on, look at us. Look at the set.
Yeah, look at
Come
me.
On, give me 100 comments. Come on. We were 80, 75 last few episodes. We're not far off. We need 20 more comments. Come on. We
can do it.
For Halloween.
For Halloween, the spirit. For the entity.
Say boo in the comments.
Oh, boo.
Hit me with boo.
Oh, he scared me. Sorry, I'm really struggle bussing here.
You're doing great.
Being totally honest,
you look brilliant
Thank
as
you
well.
so much. So do you. Well, you know what? We obviously it's funnier for me to be Gandalf, right? But,
yeah, because you are 5 foot tall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we took some pictures before.
I had to get on my knees.
I was like, get on your knees. We have to get these photos. And I think you're just a cute little hobbit, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
A fat Frodo.
No, Frodo. If he's been
Frodo
fed
and
well.
A small Gandalf.
We were they're like twins that they consumed in the womb.
Yeah.
But somehow still made it out. Yeah.
You'll never stop me.
They're gammy cousins. Yeah.
Gammy cousins.
They're gammy cousins.
The gammy cousins.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So I hope you're having a wonderful Halloween.
Yes.
I hope.
Tell Margaret what you're eating.
Yes. Tell me what you're eating. I know in America, like Halloween is like it feels quite good, doesn't it? Really?
Does it?
Yeah.
It was about £5.
Yeah, it does. There's about 15 pounds of hair on my head and my face right now.
Well, that's not natural.
No. Well, no, not even in the slightest actually. But I know like Halloween, like getting like the houses dressed up is like a huge thing. And
so we don't really do that in the UK.
No, we don't, do we? Like
really, there's a couple of pumpkins outside, maybe.
Yeah, there's always
some people go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I know actually like personally some people who do, but like It isn't really a thing here. Like, kids go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, kids go trick-or-treating. People watch scary movies.
Yeah.
You know, all the shops, you know, put the decorations up and stuff like that, but...
Yeah, that's
about it, really.
Yeah, when I lived in Hawaii very briefly when I was younger, we were there over Halloween, and oh my goodness, it was insane. Like the amount of like decorating and trick or treating was like such a serious thing. You would go out with like a big bin bag, and your bin bag would be full when you came back.
We haven't had trick or treaters 2 years.
Yeah, we haven't. Have
2
we?
years now. We haven't had a single trick or treater.
Yeah,
we've had the sweets and no one come.
Yeah.
I remember the one year me and Margaret were really into
Plants vs.
Plants
Zombies.
vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on the PlayStation 4, 4 on the PS4. And we were playing that, and we were in the middle of a match, and the amount of kids that came, and I was like, look.
Yeah, oh my god, this was the year I realized.
I'm on a 10 kill streak.
Yeah, kids aren't kids anymore. Like, I was wearing my BMO pajamas from Adventure Time, and one of the girls was like, oh my god, I love your pajamas, it's BMO. And I was like, oh my god, you're so old.
You are.
Oh my god,
so
that's insane.
Well, it is a kid's show.
Yeah, I guess, but you know, they're just wild. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm in the ninth circle of hell.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't have headphones on, which is very strange for me. So I can actually hear my... What's going on?
Oh my god.
It's on your nose.
Yeah,
Pull it down.
I can't.
Why?
It can't feel like this.
Do you want to know what? Fine. that's the way you understand. So I've got my headphones on because I wanted you to see my ears, but that means I can't hear the audio, which is stressing me out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, every now and then if we have to stop so I can just check that it's still recording, because, you know, the one time that the audio didn't record, I feel like people didn't quite understand, like, maybe the level of the production of the audio.
Indeed. Until something went wrong with it.
Until they heard it without.
Yeah,
and then when they heard it without, they were like...
Camera. Yeah, totally.
Oh, God.
Yeah, totally.
And do you want to know what? I've never been so sad to see one of our videos #1.
Oh my god!
As when I saw the video with no audio #1, because I was like, this is going to be some people's first time hearing the Podblast,
I know,
and they're going to hear it with that audio.
Yeah, I know.
But at the same time, you know, video going #1 is great.
Tis.
Keep it up.
Tis.
Keep it up with 100 comments.
Do you want to know what we have in store for you today?
I would love to. Are we going to Mordor?
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, we're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Because I need to drop this off.
Yes.
Otherwise, something bad might happen.
We'll sit here and we'll wait for the taxi to pick us up to go to Mordor, right?
With the griffins, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that in the first place?
Yeah.
People who say that.
Oh, listen, I don't want to. No, I don't want to hear it.
That
I don't
all
want to
the
hear
time.
it. I don't want to hear it. Why couldn't I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know.
Why couldn't the griffins just go straight?
That's a horror story in itself.
Yeah, people who say that are horror stories.
A white man at a bar going, just to play devil's advocate.
Why couldn't they just
fly the griffins into Mordor? Shut up,
because that's not how it works.
I don't want to hear any of it. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, today, so we are going to announce the winners of the Homebrew Challenge, which is a spooky BBEG in this episode.
Yeah.
It would have been Thursday's episode, but it seems fitting.
We have made a small error.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a dice.
Oh no!
For the Homebrew Challenge.
Well, we'll roll on Thursday.
We can't.
We can't. Well.
Can you just turn around?
No. No.
The dice are right behind you.
There's no element of me being able to turn around.
Okay. We got the dice. We got the sheet. Yes. And then we spent 10 minutes.
10 minutes sorting my mustache out.
Waiting for you to put the beard back on.
Yeah, God. You know what? I was saying to that, there's nothing that knocks me sick more than... Did you write that down?
Yeah, I put the pause. I put the stop in. I think people want to watch you struggling to put the beard back on. Do you want to know what? I feel like you're channeling not only Gandalf.
Yes.
You're not serving up Gandalf.
Yes.
Hard, by the way.
It's giving Gandalf.
It's giving
Gandalf.
It's giving Gandalf so hard right now. Yeah. It's also giving Jake from XP to level 3. You are,
oh my god!
You are channeling the Silvery Babs wizard.
Fireball!
You are channeling your best XP to level 3 right now.
Hell yeah!
Serving up Jake from XP to level 3.
Hell yeah! Shout out!
Let's go.
Yes. So we're gonna do the Homebrew Challenge winners today. It would have just been rolling for a new challenge, but again, we just thought,
it was Spooky episode.
Just spooky.
So we picked out 3 winners.
Yes.
And then we're gonna roll the new one, and it's still gonna be spooky because one more spooky.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
one more spooky.
Why not spooky?
Why not one more spooky?
Why not one more spooky?
Huh?
So this is the table that we roll on. If you don't know what the Homebrew Challenge is, every 2 weeks.
Every fortnight.
Every fortnight.
We roll and then announce winners for the Homebrew Challenge. You can head to the Discord and enter the Homebrew Challenge there in the forum. We have a little template, and each one has like three different challenges within a category. Right now it's spooky. This is the last spooky one. So we're gonna roll up a new one right now, baby.
Yeah, go ahead. So, what do you want to finish on for the spooky?
I think we need an item of some sort.
Yes, agreed. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we've
yeah.
had what do we have? We have the BBG and we've had a monster as well. So
Yeah.
I would like a weapon or a ring or something like that. And it's me rolling, so it's gonna be low.
Yeah, true.
Oh no.
What is it?
19.
I don't know what that is.
It's a brand new one. It's a feat.
Oh!
You need to make me a spooky feat.
Oh, and not the fun kind.
Not the
Not the
ones that
5
you pay
digits
for.
kind. Yeah.
Go on to the Eldritch Podblast.
Yeah. Wiki feet.
Wiki feat. No, we need a feat.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a feat
cool.
that you take at 4th,
Oh my
8th, 12th
God.
level.
A spooky
spooky
feat.
feat.
Oh, that's really cool.
We've got things like Shadow Touch.
Yes.
And, Eldritch Adept in the game.
Yeah.
Not quite spooky enough for me, though.
No, agreed.
I want spooky.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I like
Spooky
that a
feat.
lot. A spooky feat.
Spooky
So
feat.
you have until this date shown on screen right now
Yeah.
to get your entries in exactly a week's time. What's that date?
Oh, week's time today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a week's time today, right?
Yep.
The 6th of this November.
What? It's like
You
putting
caught me off
costumes
guard.
on has just
Look,
killed us.
You've got me off guard. I haven't got my headphones on. I'm thrown through a loop here.
Yeah, you have exactly a week to get them in. It ends on next Monday, the 6th of November.
Yes.
And a spooky feat. And that's going to be the last and spooky.
Spooky feet, please.
Spooky feat. And, the 5 digits. Maybe.
If you want to send spooky feet pics
Yeah, I'll have
to
them.
the Discord,
Yeah,
we'll have them.
I'll have them.
But that's your choice.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Yeah, that's up to you.
That's
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
you.
yeah. That's up to you. That's up to you. So,
Burger King foot letter.
Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus.
Let's go.
That plagued me.
That lives
I
in my head rent free.
I say that like once a week. I love
Is that your Roman Empire?
That's my, oh my God, that's my Roman
Is that your
Empire.
Roman Empire?
That's my Roman Empire.
What's your Roman Empire?
Yeah, what's your Roman
Tell
Empire?
me in the 100 comments.
Yeah, I'd
Is
like
it
to know.
100 comments?
I would like to know what your Roman
Is it
Empire
me asking
is.
you for a certain amount of comments? Is that your Roman Empire? It better be.
Yeah.
I should always be on your mind.
No, yes. Entity, make Jack always be on their mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Entity.
Thank you, Entity.
And just remember,
and
and lest we forget.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the winners.
All right, so
Let's do the winners for the BBEG.
Yes, so this is the winners for the spooky BBEG.
I'm scared.
So we do 2 runners up and we do a winner, and then the winner gets put into the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
So this first runner up, this has been sent in by
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. What? What are you laughing at?
Dunno.
What? Just
Nothing.
me?
Yeah.
Just looking at me?
No. I think you suit the beard.
Thanks. What?
I think you suit the beard.
Thanks, Jack. So, this first runner-up is Shaddolls / Xiion, and they use any and all pronouns.
GG's.
Congratulations,
Jed
Xiion.
Jed.
I'm sorry if you heard that. My hat knocked the stand.
How could you?
So, the
A
name
wizard
of
never
this
knocks.
BBEG. Anything else? Anything else? No. How about you? Anything? Does anyone else want to interrupt Shaddolls?
Look, I'm just having a fun stupid time.
This has made us delirious
You're
putting on
censoring me.
costumes. Oh my God. This is a free country.
I'm going to Mordor.
Yeah, get out of here. Boo. So this has been sent in by Shaddolls / Xiion. They use any
Yes.
pronouns. And the name of their BBEG is Shadows of the Coven.
Nice.
So, stipulations. These shadowy beings need to be catered to both in-game character and the IRL player's fear for optimal effect. Of course, seek consent. Amen?
Mhm.
Agreed to that.
Definitely.
So the law. The party has just left the cursed woods ahead of a hag in each other's bag. The sound of cackling from the wicked witches of the woods still haunting you and your friends as you return to your beloved city. Having finished your quest to free the land from an evil coven of hags, it was time for some well-deserved rest. That night, as you all lay to sleep, the smell of sulphur and rotting meat wakes the party. Walking out into the streets above your grand and tall city are silhouettes of 5 shadowy women, their dresses draping like a tar-like veil around everyone and everything. In your mind, you hear a chorus of their voices. Player name. Insert your name here.
Insert player name here.
Player name. You will never be rid of us. You thought us dead, and we will show you what terror you have wrought by freeing us from our flesh. Beg and then despair, for there is no escape, not even in hell. The city then erupts into complete chaos. Everyone trying to leave their homes and escape into the countryside, only to be killed by inky black figures as the fleeing people reach the edge of the veil. Some have taken up arms to attack the party for angering the hags in hopes to save themselves, and fewer seeking the party to aid them in this ending this madness, pardon me. 5 pillars of shadow rocket up into the sky, signaling their challenge to the party.
My ear
No!
I'm not Frodo anymore.
Do you need a hand?
No, carry on.
God, where did I get up to there? 5 pillars of shadow rocket into the sky, signaling their challenge to the party and the home they lay in. It doesn't take long for the first of the hags to be found, her form similar to the first time she struck you from behind. She grasps you and pulls you into the shadows, isolated, alone, silent in fear. You stare into the abyss, her laughing being the only thing you hear as you strain to breathe. Another party member is enveloped in string as they are torn from the ground and lifted off into the sky by broken porcelain dolls, and another dragged away by spilots piloting corpses from your friends from this city. The disfigured and mangled body of what must have been an angel pulls another one of you into the body and vanishes into a church. And then the last of you drowning in oil as this figure of a woman that has numerous holes throughout her body tries to embrace them, something wriggling just beneath the surface of her skin. And just like that, you all awaken again at the entrance to the new layer of the first hag. You've been given a final revelation of what is to come, what you all must overcome. But can you? The thing you fear the most is coming for you, and it will not wait.
Very spooky. Very spooky.
Man.
It's like, you know, when campaigns... So campaigns can, like... We were talking about my campaigns yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
they, like, differed.
Mm-hmm.
In my first campaign, there was very, like arc-based.
Yeah.
Like, we went to this place, and this was the arc, and this was the thing that we needed to overcome to get to the thing. I feel like each witch here is, like,
Is
arc.
its own thing,
its
totally.
own arc in the campaign.
And
which
you
is
know
really
what?
cool.
I love the premonition. Listen, this is like the Twilight scene, right? Where Alice has the premonition of everyone fucking dying.
Yeah.
It's like I love the premonition of being like, well, you have to do this, but just so you know, this is what's going to happen to you when you do
potential,
it.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's so spooky. I love that. I love the idea of a coven anyway.
Yeah.
The witches, the hags, love it, man.
Spooky.
Drowning in oil and then the body with hole. Ooh, what
Don't
even
say
is
that to
that
Abby.
now? No. Oh God, no. Man, I love that. I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that you can split it up into
Arcs.
yeah, like
As we lie at the entrance of basically the first witch's coven.
Yeah.
The first dungeon. The first arc.
yeah, I love that.
Very cool.
Oh my God,
Well
I
done,
love that.
Shaddolls.
Congratulations, Shaddolls. That's awesome.
Sad dolls.
Dolls. No. So this next runner up is Lief, a Viking.
Lief goes hard for the homebrew challenge.
Hell yeah. To be
Leaf
fair,
goes-
so does Shaddolls as well.
There's a few absolute like lifers for the
Yeah,
homebrew
there is.
challenge.
There is. There's people who enter like no
No
matter
matter
what,
what. No matter
every
what.
single
And
time.
like,
Yeah, GG's.
I can't see if it's recording.
Oh no. We just have to have faith that it is because I can't get up again.
Do you reckon?
Yep. Sorted.
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 It's all sorted. Professional podcast.
Professional podcast.
Professionals.
So, yes, this has been sent in by Lief and Viking. The pronouns are they, them.
I like how Leaf changed the name to
I know,
a Viking.
every time.
Every time we say anything about Leaf's name,
I know.
they change it on the Discord.
I know. So, the name of the BBEG is the Skeletal King. Now, important note, this is the backstory of the king's rise to infamy, not necessarily the way that the final battle has to take place. So, the lore. After years of trying to stop his plans, you finally have the edge. You know where the final ritual takes place, where the final battle will take place. Thinking back to previous encounters with him, with your old friend. The Skeletal King, as he calls himself now, was a friend of yours. A paladin lost to the darkness in an attempt to save you. If you had been stronger, if you hadn't have been so stupid, then he wouldn't. No, you can't think about this now. It's almost time for the eclipse. He'll be here any moment. Wonderful to see you again, a cold, distant voice says from behind you. You turn to see him standing atop the juice, the sword of Baal that he grabbed, held in his hand. His tattered black...
You said juice. It's Deus. Standing atop the juice.
the big dookie soup.
Standing atop the large dookie soup.
The large dookie soup. What is it? Deus.
Deus.
What is a deus?
Like a raised platform in the middle of a room. Standing atop the juice.
There's so many times when I'm reading these, I'm like, this is like Matt Mercer being like, Aurora, Aurora,
Aurora.
Aurora.
And it's literally just
Aurora.
Oh, look.
Let's start go. You turn to see him standing atop a
Deus.
The sword of Baal that he had grabbed in his hand, his tattered black cloak blowing lightly in the wind, and his face. The dirty skull of your friend, glowing green orbs of light, rest in the sockets, piercing into your soul. You ready your weapon, knowing that stopping him here is your responsibility. You're the one who caused this, and you're the reason that he touched that damn sword. He raises the sword of Baal towards the sky as this eclipse begins. The sword glows with the same green colour that you used to find solace in as he points it at you. You try to move, but you're struck, trapped in place by skeletal chains which sprout from the ground underneath.
The grunt. The juicy grunt.
The grunt.
The juicy grunt.
The ground under you.
Yes, the ground.
Looking around, you see skeletons clambering from the ground around you.
The ground.
Soulless beings shambling towards you. You scream out for someone, anyone. The skeletal king turns towards you as the skeletons stop their advances. You're freed. He walks closer to you, takes the shot. He's right there. You can make the shot, but you're scared. He stops in front of you and leans in. Join me. Let's be eternally happy together and rule this world. Have you heard that right? He wants you to join him. Before you can give an answer, the blade in his hand is thrust through your stomach. You try to scream, but you can't make a sound. Tears run down your cheeks as it starts to go dark. Sound becomes muffled and you begin to fall into an eternal sleep. Maybe the next person can stop him, you tell yourself in vain, understanding that no one else is left. You were the only one left. Your party.
Your party?
Your party?
Your party?
Your party had been slaughtered.
The juicy grunt party.
Left in shallow graves, and you were their last hope. I'm sorry, everyone. You muster out as you take your final breath. Man!
It's giving Arthas.
It's giving Arthas. It's giving Arthas.
It's giving Arthas.
It's giving Arthas.
Arthas.
Arthas the Lich King.
Arthas the Lich King.
Man.
It's the sword. It's the like.
Yes.
Like you are the reason that
the sword has
Skeletal
corrupted
King has
him.
the sword, yeah.
Yeah, the sword of Baal. I'm assuming Baal is like some sort of like demon or
But like the thing is, right, when I think of a bad guy,
the deuce.
You said juice.
The juice.
The juice. The juicy grunt.
The deuce.
The dookie soup.
The dookie soup.
When I think of a bad guy for my campaign,
Mm-hmm,
I think of these scenes. I think about like how they got there.
Yeah.
I think about like the actual play-by-play of how they got there.
Yeah.
And it's something that I might like drip feed to the party, just like through finding like I don't know, scrolls, and I'll actually do like flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
like meeting a person involved.
Yeah, because I just love that fucking like the imagery of and like how they play out and things like that. I love just giving those, and I feel like this is very very Arthur-y. Like the rise of the skeletal king and the last living party member that was like that was told to be the one to slay them, and they got to that moment and they just didn't do it. And it's just sort of this like infamous battle that took place between these two that everyone thought this hero would win, but they
Yeah.
lost.
Well, and I really like. First of all, I like the fact that Lief kind of specified like this isn't necessarily at the final battle.
No.
This is just kind of like the leader.
This is the
lore,
the origin story.
I like how it's left really open with the hero to be like the fact that the Skeletal King was like join me, and for a moment there was like hesitation, like where does that go? Is there anything more that comes of that once they're dead? Is it like a Sylvanas situation?
Do they even have a choice?
Yeah, do they have a choice?
Are
they now
like,
part of an undead army?
If you are slain by the sword, do you become like is
like
your
bound.
fealty now sworn to the Skeletal King?
Yeah, I love that.
Like maybe we can find, maybe they hung on for dear life.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like entombed in ice somewhere or something like that, and we find them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that.
There's just so much to go on
so
there.
much to go with that. I love that. And you know what? I love the stipulation as well that like from this person's perspective, it's their fault.
Yeah.
They're the reason the Skeletal King
and I'd love
is
to
now
find
the
that out
King.
from them.
Me too. Love that.
Like
that's
how
awesome.
How the corruption like actually happened.
Love that. Congratulations.
Love an origin story.
That's awesome.
Love a play-by-play. Love a flashback. I'm big on it.
Yeah, me too. Love that. That's very cool. So, shall we do the wiener?
The wiener.
The wiener. The wiener.
The Halloween.
Oh, the Halloweener.
The Halloweener.
And the
Halloweener.
Halloweener. Woo!
I'll just put a timestamp down.
Thank you.
So I'm doing my job, professional podcast.
Hell yeah. You know what? I hit the mic and I was going to be like, can you make a timestamp? It's about 34. It's probably really loud.
It's gone now.
Nah. If
Look, if it was loud, it was loud.
I've caused your death, sorry. Entity, get ready to collect them for us.
We were yeah. Ship them over.
Ship them over.
First class.
Yep.
Tracks and sign for, please.
Thank you. So, the winner.
The wiener.
Of a spooky BBEG homebrew challenge winner is Tuborg.
Tuborg.
He, they.
Thank you so much for your submission.
Congratulations, Tuborg. They open up saying, English is not my first language, but I hope you can get the gist of it. Oh my God. 100%. And again, please never apologize.
Never apologize for
not being
for our
language.
ignorance and
Indeed.
our failed school system.
Indeed. Yeah, but just so you know, Tuborg, if you're watching, you wrote this wonderfully. So, the name of the BBEG is The Forsaken. So, the description: an ancient god of the forest, forgotten by time, and without his worshippers began to lose power. But if they won't give him their prayers and life force, he will take it.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he will. So the lore. It started in a village close to the forest of the past. A forest filled with gargantuan trees, green and purple vines hanging from every branch, and a strong sense of fey magic in the air. The villagers foraging the sweet berries from a newly discovered bush with gorgeous violet leaves deep in the very thickest part of the woods, slowly but surely start to show what would soon be known as the first signs of the infection. Their skin dried up and turned a faint green. Their limbs went stiff, and they mostly lost the ability to grab anything smaller than a cup with their hands. And the hair and nails started to grow at a fast rate, harder and thicker than before.
Mm.
Most of the infected died a month or two after they had first begun to stiffen, turning more and more green. Within the very last hour of their life, you could usually see a small violet branch growing out of their ears or their mouth.
Oh.
A few died shortly after being infected, killed by healers trying to cure their body, but instead hasting the infection and killing them within minutes, with thick branches aggressively and painfully growing throughout their skull. The village carefully buried their dead, and no one went into the woods from that moment on. No one who examined the bodies had ever seen anything like it before. They found complicated root systems inside the dead bodies, which seemed to radiate the very fey magic of the forest. And now we're given a timestamp. 42 minutes past midnight. A fortnight after the last burial of the night on a full moon, something moved beneath the earth. Rising from the ground was what used to be corpses of the infected villagers, but now more plant than person. Their skin had thickened and turned to bark, making them impossibly strong. Shining violet ooze was dripping out of their mouths and ears, and almost all trees and branches growing out of their upper body. They ambushed the village, kidnapping the people and dragging them into the dark forest, where the ancient and forgotten god patiently waited for their arrival. So every full moon after that night, violet bushes appeared near the village, further and further away from the forest, and no one was able to as much halt the plague that travelled from village to village. Not until 4 adventurers joined forces and attacked the very root of the sickness, the forest of the past. Today, there is not a single child who hasn't heard of the Great Four. The wizard, Andrea the Cunning, the barbarian, Aldurin the Loyal, the monk, Kitman the Kind, and their cleric leader, Solani the Protector. These 4 heroes, the strongest and bravest of their time, managed hundreds of years ago to defeat the plague that had been growing and spreading over their land, its power increasing for every single kill. They fought hordes and hordes of mutant corpses and burned down the forest of the past, stopping the spread of the violet plants. They lived the rest of their lives in fame and fortune, and it's still to this day a huge honor to be related to any of the Great Four, however distant. The only problem is that strange, violent bushes have begun appearing overnight throughout the land, and every full moon within the last few months, one of the Great Four's descendants has been grappled in their sleep by large, violent vines, dragging them beneath the earth's surface, and there's only so many left in their bloodlines because there's no one who is left that can stop it once and for all. Sorry, I didn't know if you saw my beard fell off.
No,
Those last few sentences.
I just love the idea that it's the origin story. It's like this like contained adventure that took President like maybe, I don't know, 50 years ago, something like that. And these like 4 great adventurers are like now like heralded across the land for saving everyone. And like the chapter of the campaign is maybe like, is it like, I don't know, has this thing like been able to survive like underground?
Yeah.
Has it like got the world soul or something like that? Has it got like something underground that it's like feeding off, and it's grown strong enough to like reach up and like just specifically attack these adventurers?
And this thing has been patient. We've learned from the first, and you know what? This reminds me so much of the Lavender Moon Homebrew winner, where it's like they tell this great story, and then at the end it's like, but these things are starting to happen again.
It's going for these the 4 adventurers.
Yeah, it's going for not even the 4 adventurers because they're long gone.
Oh, the descendants. Sorry, it's the descendants
of the 4, knowing that no one else will be able to stop them.
Yeah.
I love
except
that.
for
the
next party.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
which is you.
I love that. And you know what? I don't know why it creeps me out so much. Having the timestamp that scares the life out of me.
It's cool. Just like little touches like that are always great.
Yeah.
And then it's just such a awesome, like the visual of the sick people.
How disgusting. Oh my god, the idea of the branch coming out of like your ear or a mouth. I don't know why that messes me up so bad. That is, to me,
creepy.
So disgusting.
A little bit creepy.
A little bit spooky.
Well done, Tuborg.
Congratulations,
that was
Tuborg.
A fantastic submission.
And congratulations to all of the winners, and congratulations to everyone who submitted who submitted a BBEG.
Who knew that the winner of the BBEG would be the Violet Bush? Just shows you. It's
actually called the Forsaken, but
Well, but it's actually a bush.
It's actually just a little bush.
It's just
a little guy.
It's just a little bush.
Just a little bush.
Just a little violet bush.
Just a little violet bush. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is wonderful.
So good.
And again, that's this.
It reminds me of.
Yeah.
It reminds me of if you've played World of Warcraft, Darkheart Thicket.
Oh yeah. And
like the Emerald Nightmare.
And it being corrupted by Xavius. Yeah, I completely agree. I love that.
So cool.
I think I love anything that's like corrupted over time. And I love the idea of like an ancient god who's like just happy to wait, has the time to wait it out. Love that. Congratulations, Tuborg. What a wonderful BBEG.
What's a fantastic BBEG?
Thank you so much to
congratulations
to
all the winners and everyone who submitted. Thank you so much.
If you would like a chance for your Homebrew challenge to be read out on the podcast
and then entered into the Hall of Fame on the Discord,
we currently have we just rolled it.
It's up.
BBEG
feet.
Not oh god, I'm sorry, I'm hot.
The feet of the BBEG.
My brain is
the BBG feet.
Ooh.
Skeletal king feet.
My brain has been turned to soup.
Witch
in
feet.
This wig.
5 witches feet.
Like this. My feet. Your feet. Let's be honest.
My feet? What's up with my feet?
You know what's up your what's up with your feet.
If my toenails get long. Your toenails were long recently.
Oh, they
were.
I could slice people up with my toenails.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Give them the old slice and dice.
You know who Elijah Wood plays in
yeah.
Sin City?
Yeah.
Like that.
That's you.
Weird. See Elijah Wood. He's in the room with us right now.
Yeah, I am. Famous actor Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Special guest on the Eldritch Podblast.
Yep, yeah. And
Jack took a day off.
I'm Ian McKellen. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. I wonder if he was this uncomfortable. Surely not.
Probably not.
Surely not.
I would
Surely
hope
they have
not.
like professional grade.
I would be very,
stuff.
very, very surprised if he was that uncomfortable.
But maybe he just got used to it, you know?
Maybe.
Like maybe if I wore this every day.
It was
for
like,
long
remember
enough,
when Jim Carrey did The Grinch?
Yes, and he.
It was
just,
like, I was miserable.
Yeah,
like, it took me
took like 6 hours.
6 hours to get into makeup.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
It was the most uncomfortable thing.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if it's like that. I wonder. Who knows?
Wonder.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Well, let's get it. What we
Yeah,
doing?
so we're keeping the theme of being spooky.
Woo! Are these candles still on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're reading out some spooky D&D stories.
That have been submitted by you.
Woo! You know what? I found a couple of them on the Reddit as well, but I'd say like 80% of these are submitted. Thank you so much. Everyone who kind of last minute, like I think maybe last week I posted a post and something on the Discord being like, this is definitely what we're doing.
This is what we're doing.
If you have any stories, submit them, and you did. So thank you so much.
Oh, the squaddy bees.
Because we considered just doing horror stories for this, but as I literally said in the post, like we want to talk about like make-believe monsters, not real ones.
Spooky monsters. Yeah, not real ones.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them in this world.
There is, unfortunately. So, should we get into it?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about mine first?
Oh, yes. Shall we talk about yours first?
Because you wanted to talk about mine.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't really have much desire to talk
Yeah,
about
well, we don't have to if you don't want to.
No, we can.
So, yeah, this is basically just spooky D&D stories, like the scary things that have happened in your campaigns that your DMs have done to you, that you've done to your DMs, that are like actually like scary,
spooky,
creepy
horror.
moments, right? Yeah. So, we had one in your first campaign that like has always stuck with me. You don't really do horror.
Well,
really.
no, because I haven't ran. Neither of them have been horror-based campaigns.
No, true.
There's been like elements of like spooky things that have happened.
Yeah.
And this was one of them.
Yeah.
But I haven't done like a horror campaign.
No. And really, you don't really have that many like horror like, elements in your stories either. So this was in your first campaign, and we were investigating. It was Willow, my character's backstory, and we were investigating why these forests were dying. And
you knew that your people used to live there.
Yeah.
And they'd left, and you didn't know why, and nobody like talked about it.
Yeah. And we'd found clues leading up to it. So we enter into this forest, and the deeper we go, the more we realize that it is like completely decayed. It is like eerily quiet. There's no one in there, no life. Everything's dead. And we come across a little shack in the woods. And on the outside of the shack is like something written like in like a brown maroon paint saying something like, "It's mine." And we were like, oh, that's ominous.
It's creepy.
That's weird.
It's a little bit strange.
And it was just getting dark, and like the fog was rolling in, and it was like completely silent. So we knew we had to find shelter for the night. And we had a tent, but we were like, if we can stay inside this shack, that would probably be better.
It was like a little tiny little house.
Yeah. I have my notes actually from the session.
Have you got the thing that I made?
I do have the thing that you made.
Yeah.
So this session was the 11th of December 2021.
And I remember we were like really busy with work, and I actually finished planning when Josh and Matthew
just
got
arrived.
Here.
Yeah.
Like I was still, this was like early on in my D&D like career, and I still felt like I really needed to plan everything out like intensely.
Yeah.
And they had turned up, and I was still planning the session.
Yeah.
That's how like busy I was.
Yeah. So we went into the shack, and a few things that we saw right off the bat were the door was partially open. It wasn't locked. We saw that there was like an axe that had been left in a tree stump just outside, but we didn't pay too much heed to that. We went in, and we saw just like a simple room, which was like a small double bed. There was a fireplace with a chimney. There was some seats near the chimney. There was a table, but we noticed that on the table there was plates with moldy food on, and it looked like this place had like just been left. Like there was no sign of anyone being there for a long time, but the fact that there was food out on the table like was creepy. So we all kind of looked in different areas. Someone found that there was like a diary like kind of tucked under the mattress of the bed, and Willow went over to the fireplace to look to see if we could light it, and by one of the chairs, there was like, I've written it as a pile of crimson. Don't know why I wrote pile.
It wasn't a pile. It
Wasn't
was
a pile.
It was a big stain
Like a big
of crimson.
patch of crimson. And immediately we were all like, oh my God, something's happened here. This is not right. What's happened to this person? As we find this, someone starts reading the book, and the book turns out it was a diary of the person who lived in it.
Mhm.
And her name was Luna Demont. And the diary started off very normal.
Yeah.
It started off with
Just like their daily lives, like they were very self-sufficient. They used to go out hunting a lot. Keeping themselves alive. They lived an extremely quiet life in the woods.
Yeah. No, you go. You know the actual diary entries better than I do.
Oh, do I?
Yeah. Well,
this is from 2 years ago.
yeah.
So they, it was a few entries like that were dated and things like that, and it wasn't like a daily diary. It was more like of a when something notable happened.
Yeah.
Luna would make notes in the diary. There was a noise a few weeks later in the middle of the day, and they used to share this wood with furbolgs. Furbolgs lived a lot deeper in the wood. They were further on the outskirts, and they saw all of the furbolgs actually leaving. They didn't go over and ask questions, but they saw them leaving. They let them pass, and they just, strange thing to happen. They'd lived there for so long, and she didn't really know why they'd left. A few days later, they went out hunting, and they saw like a really sickly deer.
Yeah, that you described had like died of starvation.
Died of starvation, yeah. A lack of things to eat. And then they began to, as like the weeks went on, they began to see like a decay or rot, like begin to take over the forest. Her husband was beginning to
get like antsy about it
and wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Because obviously if there wasn't anything to hunt, wasn't anything to kill, there wasn't anything to eat. So she'd began to have these dreams of a village that surrounded like a small body of water. And something in the pool, something like stirring beneath the water, was calling to Luna. It was asking Luna to come to the village, and she'd known that this was where the furbolgs were from. She kept having these dreams, and she'd started to get really short-tempered with her husband. And he was asking to leave, and she desperately wanted to stay because she wanted to go to that.
She wanted to go to the village.
Yeah, she wanted to go to the village. She wanted to see what was calling to her. This thing had got a hold of her and was like almost poisoning her
compelling
mind.
her.
Compelling her to go. So she wrote one last diary entry. Well, there was two more diary entries. But this one was, I'm beginning to grow really frustrated with my husband. I can't remember.
His name was Borin.
I'm beginning to grow really frustrated with Borin. And I'm getting really short-tempered with him, which is unfair. So I'm going to cook him a nice meal. We're going to sit down by the fire. We're going to cozy up. And then I'm going to slit his throat and watch him bleed out. And she wrote it just like in normal hand. And the next entry was...
simply...
Borin is dead.
Yeah.
And that was like the last diary entry. She'd painted "It's mine" on the outside of the cabin
shack.
with his blood. And then she'd made her way in.
And one of the last pages of the diary, apart from the last entry saying he's dead, she had scrawled like these unintelligible things, and Jack handed this to us, and I still have this, and he handed that to us.
It was like, that's just, I was scribbling that as they were coming in. So the whole thing was this creature was called Smile.
Yes.
And it was actually to do with Margaret's character.
Yes, yeah.
It just had a big toothy grin, like almost a Cheshire Cat grin. It was like a serpent with these big, beautiful eyes that sort of, when you looked into them, it like compelled you to do things you wanted to. So basically, I don't know how much further we need to go into it.
Well, no, yeah, and you know what? Like, let me, on the surface level of that doesn't sound too spooky, right? But let me paint you a picture of how these things happened. So, it was half of us were reading the diary. Half of us were trying to investigate this blood and see if we could find the source of where it was, right? And you were reading out the diary entries as we were going. And it was like, you'd read something, we'd do something. And it was one of those, it was like a cinematic moment where as we're reading, we're getting more frightened.
The pieces of the puzzle. Yeah.
And we're kind of, we're investigating this blood. And then as we're learning that she's planning on killing him, we're realizing and we're moving away. And it was just a really scary moment. And it was dark by this point, and we hadn't lit the fire yet because we were too scared to. And our characters and us, like, you put on like creepy music, you dim the lights, like, we were so scared, but we knew we kind of had to stay in this shack. We put up our tent inside the shack and slept inside the tent in the shack because we were so scared of just staying in the shack because it felt like cursed and haunted, and we knew that someone had been murdered here. It was really fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like, I can't attest to how fucking scary it was, and I think about it all the time. That was what, December 2021? Nearly 2 years ago. I think about that regularly.
Is that your Roman Empire?
That's my Roman Empire.
Is that your Roman
I
Empire?
have so many Roman Empires. I just think all the time, turns out. Just got a brain.
We do be thinking most of the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Debatable. But yeah, that was Jack's scary, spooky story.
That was my scary, spooky story. One of the scary, spooky stories.
One of the scary, spooky stories. There's a couple of others, but that's definitely the one that sticks with me.
That's the one that sticks out to you, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So shall we get into some
Let's get into the first one.
All right. So this first spooky story has been sent in by Zero, and they use any pronouns.
Thank you, Zero, for your submission.
Thank you so much, Zero. Zero here, I play in a horror campaign, and I thought I'd drop one of the encounters that genuinely left me unnerved after playing. Trigger warning for body horror, dead bodies, decay, and decomposition. So we had been traveling through a forest path against the guidance of locals, believing that it would keep us safe. What did I say?
Keep us safe.
Keep us
Not
safe.
keep us safe.
The horror is me mispronouncing words.
You did a great job, everybody.
Nearly,
Hype, Margaret,
nearly 2 hours.
No! Margaret, hype.
No! Keep us safe.
Correct.
From a mutated dragon that had been tailing us rather than taking the clear road.
Mm-hmm.
Our ranger rolled well, so we made it through all right, at least partially. We came across the ruins of a town, maybe even once a city. The trees bent wrong, as if they had swung down to destroy the buildings, and after taking the lives of those there, froze in these bent and twisted positions, meaning that we had to climb over them or walk through the ones that had been hollowed out by someone. Eventually, we meet a drow woman named Laura, who holds us at arrow point with a child Aarakocra called Weaver holding her hand. She asked us if we were still mortal, and then to speak. When we did, she calmed down. She asked how we entered, because the trees won't let her leave. That and the old townsfolk. When we asked about this, one of our players, Fritz, began poking at the strange mud that we found ourselves plodding through. The DM then informed my character, who, noticing that the ground didn't feel like mud, that the air here was thick with rot, but not the rot of plants. It's then that the ground itself reached up and encased Fritz's head within itself. The ground was congealed bodies of the old townsfolk, having somewhat liquefied after what had happened and merged together, half decayed into the ground. Fritz's head was encased in a liquid-like rotting flesh. We managed to pry Fritz. I know how completely vile.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god, how awful.
That's disgusting.
We managed to pry Fritz from its grasp, but before we could fight it or question Alora on what had happened, we heard mechanical whirring and heavy thuds. For the first time in all of this, Alora looked afraid. Weaver, who could only speak a few words in common, started repeating, "Danger, danger," quietly, as she pulled Alora towards the tree line.
God.
Alora...
This is very creepy.
Alora urged the party to hide with them. Don't utter a word, don't even breathe. We all huddled in silence for a few moments, and just as our ranger was about to ask what this beast was, an adult Kenku stepped into the clearing. It was wandering, its head tilting from side to side before tweeting. Weaver immediately perked up and rushed from the tree line, Alora unable to stop her.
Uh-oh.
Lily, my character, stared. Alora was ready to try fighting our 8-person party all on her own to protect Weaver. So what the hell was this thing to make her freeze now? The Kenku was wrong. It twitched and swayed in jerky movements, and the smell, that thick rot, hung even heavier than before. Weaver excitedly chirped. On second look, the Kenku must have been her mother. it did not respond. Another metallic sound rang out from just behind the Kenku. Weaver let out a pained noise as something seemed to hold her in place, and at this point my character ran out, and when he did, it finally showed itself. At first it was hard to make out what it was, but it seemed to be like a large beast with excess skin actually falling off in clumps. But after another chunk fell off, we saw metal. Then we noticed how it wasn't skin. It was bodies stuck to the side with spikes, layered upon layer, from other to form a sickening skin over its metal frame. It was round, so one of its several mechanic, tentacle-like arms kept having to pick up its skin and press it back on for where it had slid off. From this angle, we could see that the Kenku was being puppeted by a metal lure as it raised the bird's body up and slammed it in frustration at us getting in the way of its mission. It had one large glowing light on its center that could charm whoever fell for its lure, and in this case, the child Kenku Weaver. The construct was apparently made to help the town to keep it safe, and one day it just turned on them, and it wasn't the only one. If you've seen the movie 9, it's a monster based on the main one from that movie, and also based on an anglerfish. I played this campaign at 2 a.m. my time.
Nice.
So I remember sitting in the dark, feeling unnerved and ill at our DM's descriptions. Hope that was spooky.
Pretty spooky.
That was pretty fucking spooky,
That was pretty
Zero.
spooky. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite spooky.
That was pretty fucking spooky.
It's very gore.
Very
gore
oh,
fest.
very body horror.
Very,
right?
very body horror,
Yeah, very body
man.
horror. Like,
I like the description of like the way that the trees had like
Oh,
bent
I
down to like
know.
destroy the buildings, and you'd have to like walk through some of the hollowed ones. That was cool. And I did like the pulling at Lauren's clothes and saying danger, danger. Scary. Creepy.
Scary.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm trying to read these like a bit more dramatically than I would read them.
Very dramatic. Very well done.
I hope that it's okay. I was gonna whisper danger, danger, but I completely forgot.
Danger, danger.
But I hope I'm doing them service. Someone, I
Yeah,
think it
that was fantastic.
I think it was Dawn in the Discord who said that I do the stories just by reading them out. So I hope
Yes,
so.
I do.
Thank
I think
you.
Margaret elevates the stories
Oh, thank you.
to a higher level.
Thank
I think.
you, yeah. I'll
the
try
way
to-
the way you read them out,
I'll try to read them out a little bit more
and
dramatically.
then then you say
Bleh.
Then
And
you-
then I say
then you say juice,
then I say
juicy
juice.
grunt.
And then, and then and then I die. So you're welcome.
Oh well,
Thank you so much, Zero.
that was a fantastic story.
That's horrific. That's actually horrific.
Kind of weird.
Kind of gross. Kind of
strange.
disgusting. I love that. I love that.
Make sure your DM's okay,
Yep.
because
Yeah. Check
you
in on
know,
all your DMs.
because
Yeah.
it's kind of scary.
So this has been sent in by Anonymous, and she goes by she/her.
Thank you, Anonymous She/Her,
Thank
for
you,
your submission.
Thank you, Anonymous. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Hi. First of all, love the podcast. It's filled with D&D content shaped hole in my heart, and I've learned a lot from watching/listening. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're doing amazing.
You're doing amazing.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing. Everyone who watches the podcast is amazing,
Oh.
and we love you.
you
Excuse me.
Do you think I can just hold it like this for a minute?
Margaret, you can do whatever you want. You can just take the beard off if you
I
want.
can't take the beard off.
Yeah, you've just got a chin strap now.
Yeah, I just got a chin strap. That's all it
You're
is.
just strapping the chin.
Yeah.
You got big muttons.
Yeah.
And you got the big chin strap.
Oh God.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, on to the spook.
The
I've-
Spadook.
I've been part of a campaign that's been running for about 2.5 years to 3 years at this point.
Nice.
It's definitely not a horror campaign, more of a typical homebrew fantasy setting, but that hasn't stopped my boyfriend, the DM, for scaring the pants off of us at every given opportunity.
Very good.
Our party is pretty large, give or take 7-ish people playing every week, so our lovely DM has plenty of people to mess with. These are just a couple of the things that he's pulled since the start of the campaign, ranked from funny scary to genuinely heart-racing terrifying. Apologies, this might be a little bit long. And just a quick note, he is an amazing DM and the whole group loves his campaign. There is no hard feelings about anything he's thrown at us. We all enjoy the thrill of the danger he's thrown our way.
Very good.
That's the most important
That's the
thing.
most important thing.
So
You can do horror as long as if everyone's on board and everyone's happy to be spooked.
Oh yeah. Oh totally.
Go for it.
Totally. So she had actually sent in. I think there was about 5 stories, but I've taken 3 of them.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Just in the manner of time efficiency.
Time efficiency.
So, number 1, at the start of the campaign.
Could you read this one like Gandalf, please?
Oh. At the start of the campaign, we were chained. I don't know. I can't do that. At the start of the campaign, we were chained up in an underground chamber. We found out very quickly that our party had been captured by doppelgangers that were walking around the town, wearing our faces and causing mischief. Creepy as fuck.
Very creepy. Don't tell Abby again.
Abby's biggest fear is doppelgangers. We had no idea who we could trust, and we set up rules that the town definitely, for sure, totally followed to make sure that they knew who was a doppelganger and who was the real person. One of the rules was that if any of us was spotted alone in town, they were a doppelganger and were to be dealt with accordingly. And this came to a head with our artificer, a very, very, very old kobold, screaming, "Kill me," at some of the guards. Spooky.
Very spooky.
When in the Underdark, just adjusting my
Just adjusting my beard.
Yep. While in the Underdark, story number 2.
Yeah.
While in the Underdark, our party came across a massive empty chamber that we couldn't see anything in. This area must have been 500 to 600 feet across. It was huge. We were so very lost, so our cleric cast augury and asked if the best route through the chamber was walking straight through. His god's answer? A shrug. This sent our cleric on a downward spiral that was equal parts hilarious and sad. It was very funny, but I still remember the feeling of dread that settled into my stomach when we all had to walk blindly into the dark, the sound of unknown monsters wailing all around us,
God.
where apparently not even the gods could see. Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh.
Your god has no power here.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Like there is like, as human beings,
yeah,
there is just a inherent fear of the dark.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fear of the unknown.
Totally.
Fear of like what we don't know.
Yeah.
Like us as human beings, we fucking hate that shit.
Yeah. God, 100%.
Not being able to see in front of myself.
Totally.
Like we did once it's called the Scream Factory.
Oh, it's like a haunted
us.
house walkthrough.
It's basically a haunted house walkthrough, but it's like in a massive field, and there's like it goes on for like an hour, and there was a room so thick with fog,
Oh my god,
you couldn't see in front of you.
So scary.
And they were like, "Go on then, find the exit."
Yeah.
I can't tell you like the sheer panic that I felt.
And do you know what, Abby, not scared of anything apart from doppelgangers. She was
holes.
She was like, I love it.
And mushroom people.
She was like, I loved the fog room. The fog room was my favorite room.
And like,
what do you mean? The fog room was your favorite
We went into
room?
the fog room, and I had to lead the group because everyone was too scared.
Yep.
And they were like grabbing onto me, and just like the fear of like waving my hand
and something
in front
being
of
there.
me, and me like I'd touch a wall and I'd be like,
I'm dead.
Oh my God.
I'm dead. I'm dead. This is the end for me.
This wall is the end of me.
Agreed.
Like just having to like waft my hand in
Yes.
front of me and just
Scary.
walk. Like each footstep. Like imagine if there was a hole.
Oh.
Like imagine if this was in like a cavern.
I know.
And there was like
I know.
a like eternal drop in front of you.
The sound of unknown monsters wailing all
What are you
around us.
talking
no, thank
about?
You. No, thank you.
I don't want to say why didn't the cleric cast light. Maybe they didn't have it prepared. But why didn't you cast light?
Would it have worked?
Don't know. Imagine if every light was snuffed out.
I know.
Like just a chamber of eternal darkness.
And you
or
know,
something.
like where not even the gods could see us. Ooh,
Love that.
Scary.
Just like that description just
Scares me.
sets the tone.
It does.
It just sets the
that
tone.
scares the life out of me.
Love it.
The last one.
one.
Due to backstory reasons, my character, a druid, was kidnapped in the middle of the night by her old commune. They trapped her in a giant metal ball and dragged her away, back to their camp through the night. My heart was racing because as I had to, on the fly, come up with a plan to escape back to my party. They would have had no idea where I was because I hadn't told them any of my backstory stuff yet, so I was completely on my own.
It's the blessing and the curse.
Uh-huh. I had to pass a series of checks in order to long rest inside this trap so I could change my spells. Otherwise, I had no chance of escaping. I have never been more afraid of my dice.
Imagine if you couldn't
Imagine.
rest and you just could, like, imagine if you just had, like, combat spells. Like, this is the thing with, like, prepared spellcasters. It's great because it's the beauty of the curse as well. It's like, you're like, I can prepare my spells
I
whenever I
know,
want.
but
the
then
problem
you're
is,
like, fuck.
when you run into a situation where you're like, this spell would have been perfect.
Yeah,
there's
you kick
like
yourself a little bit
feeling
more.
inside of you that's like, I'm the worst
Oh my God.
spellcaster.
Totally.
How didn't I foresee this?
Totally.
Why don't I have? And then you'll prepare that spell, and then nothing will ever come up for you to use it ever again.
Totally. Oh my God, totally. Couldn't agree more.
Congratulations to your dungeon master. They sound like they're doing a great. That's great.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Listen, this is how it is.
You just leave it there.
This is how it's gonna
Just
be.
leave it there.
This is how it has to be.
Leave it there.
I'm so sorry.
You look great.
Thank you so much. Oh God, that is such a relief. See, the wig, warm. The hat, warm. The beard. The beard, actual
Is your top
hell.
lip sweating?
Oh God, yeah. My nose is really itchy because all the hairs from the mustache keep going up my nose. How does anyone with a real mustache do this? Man, I've put makeup on this bottom half of my face. You're welcome. So those are the 3 stories. Thank you
Wow, that
so
was
much,
fantastic.
Anonymous. Yeah,
they were great.
The absolutely the scariest one. The going into the dark.
Going into the darkness.
Oh my God, 100%.
The fear of the dark.
Oh my God.
Fear of the dark.
100%.
Any Iron Maiden fans in the
Yeah.
in the chat? Fear of the dark.
Oh, all right.
When they play it live in Brazil.
Oh. Oh. So this has been sent in by Kai, and he goes by he, him.
Let's go, Kai. Thank you very much.
Kai. So I've recently just started TTRPG, and this is from my first Pathfinder campaign, still ongoing.
Let's go.
I will mention that my group is absolutely amazing, and our DM has been doing this for a long time.
Awesome.
Our DM had us doing a homebrew false Hydra mission, which is scary on its own, but this was homebrewed, so even better. We end up in the forest looking for these red snakes that we have to find. Of course, none of us are deaf. My character gets paranoid at the fact that he can't see the threat, and his own perception is messing with him. I was rolling high perception, but low will saves. In frustration, my character rushes ahead of the party and ends up more than 5 feet away from them. Then, my DM had us roll d4s, and the 2 shield guards the DM let us play monster races both rolled 1s or 2s. They ended up being separated from the group, while me, the lizard folk, and the tiefling were all sent deeper into the woods. The lizard folk figures out the hearing thing. We were sent by a HOH quest giver. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
I don't think it'll matter.
And we all started covering our ears, and after a while, the shield guardians rejoined the group. We trekked deeper. Then our DM describes these dead trees surrounding us as we had to take a pit stop. I rolled a 2 in my perception and started hallucinating snakes trying to eat my party. And the oldest shield guardian remembers that he can turn off his hearing. And so he does, and then proceeds to scream. The dead trees weren't trees. They were the false Hydra's heads. 3 of them surrounding us, and if we had stayed there for a moment longer without the shield guardian doing that and scaring them off with his terrified scream, we would have been Hydra food. There's more to the story, of course, but this was the part that stuck with me and sent shivers down my spine. I love this type of horror, and my DM, lover of the eldritch and terrifying, we battled a greater undead in an aboleth's corpse a session earlier, and my DM did an amazing job of turning an infamous homebrew monster into something terrifying in its own right. Man, false hydras scare the life out of me.
Yeah, false hydras they are quite hard to pull off as well.
Yes,
so like,
totally.
and you know, like when you homebrew, like basically an already homebrew thing. I don't know if false hydra is like a official thing.
Yeah. One of the candles has just gone out. Yeah. Should we explain what a false hydra is? If you
do,
don't,
you know?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go ahead.
No, go for it.
I don't want to.
No, go
I
on.
don't think I fully understand. The sound thing has confused me.
Yeah, I think that's a homebrew thing.
Right.
So a lot of like, let me just pull it up here.
So a false hydra is basically, it's like you're charmed into believing like a reality of
Basically,
truth,
yeah.
basically.
It basically makes a fictitious like reality around you.
Yes.
Where, I don't know, somebody that you thought you've always known, you're like, where's Jeffrey? And everyone's like, who the fuck's Jeffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey never existed. And it's like the false hydra, like implementing something into your psyche, implementing something into your reality that actually never existed.
Yeah, and hence why in this it's like they were envisioning snakes eating the party and stuff like that.
It's creepy looking.
You know what? I don't think I know what a false hydra looks like, to be honest.
I don't think you want to know.
I do want to know.
I don't think you do.
Oh, I really do.
Okay. It's basically like...
Oh.
It's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's like a fleshy body with like loads of heads like a Hydra would have.
Ew.
But each head is like a skeletal like face, like pushing its way out of the tentacle.
Yuck.
It's hideous.
Yuck.
It's hideous, yeah.
Yuck.
Like there's
I think the most infamous implementation of a false Hydra was kind of that example that you gave there, was they all start seeing photos of the party, and there's an extra member of the party. And the party is like,
who the fuck's
who's that person? And no one can remember.
Yeah.
And they're going through and they're meeting people who are like, oh, where's
so
Jeff?
and so?
And everyone's like, who the fuck is Jeff?
Are you talking about?
And as you go on, they realize that they had a sixth member of the party, and the false Hydra killed the member of the party. And they
just can't remember that.
And they just can't remember because the false Hydra's given them this new sense of reality. And it's so scary.
Yeah, it's like, this is why it's like, as a dungeon master, it's quite a hard thing to pull off.
Yeah.
Because you basically need to know that you're pulling it off like well ahead of time.
Appropriately. Yeah, appropriately.
And, early enough.
Yeah.
And then basically the reveal comes and is just like a fundamental pillar of your reality.
Yes.
It's just non-existent.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so cool, and
It's
any
so
dungeon
cool.
master who tries to take on a false Hydra, power to you.
Because there's the other way of doing the false Hydra that you hear of as well, of implementing like an NPC or like another member of the party, and the member of the party is a false Hydra.
Is the false Hydra,
but they've implemented in your mind that, oh yeah, you've always been traveling with Liam or whatever.
And like this one's like obviously something to do with sound, like they turn their hearing off or something, and then everything actually becomes
real.
Yeah, and it's maybe something to do with like the Hydra's song.
Yeah,
the Hydra's like the noise that it outputs actually like fucks with your brain frequency so hard that like the trees are actually the false Hydra, but you don't even realize.
So scary.
So fucking creepy.
So scary. Well, hats off to your DM, Kai.
Yeah.
That sounds absolutely awesome.
That sounds like turns his hearing off and realizes the trees are
and then starts screaming.
Ooh! Man, creepy.
Ooh,
Let's
so
go.
scary. So fucking
Let's
scary.
Go.
Oh,
that's sick.
That's
GG's
so
to your
scary.
DM, Jed.
GG's. All right, this
Creepy.
next one. This has been sent in by JustBeary, and he goes by him.
JustBeary, thank you very much.
Thank you, JustBeary. Howdy, y'all. I'm a big fan of horror.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. And I mean, I adore scary games and movies. My DM likes horror, but I wasn't ready, and none of my party was, for the session that he planned randomly. We were sent to a town to grab some bones. My character made a contract with a demon, and we were basically surrounded by friends the moment that we showed up. He played creepy music the whole time, but the best moments happened in a large mansion. I wonder if he meant to say fiends instead of friends. We're surrounded by fiends. That tracks a bit more, doesn't it? Surrounded by friends.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Not you.
False Hydra, who knows?
False Hydra. This podcast is actually a false Hydra.
Yeah. Prepare to die. My character is the classic dumb barbarian, and
Just remember.
Thank you. Oh my god, Spotify listeners. Oh, you can't.
Spotify listeners can't watch.
Spotify listeners.
Spotify.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely
there's no way you can watch, and I'm really sorry. You should probably come over to YouTube because I understand that Spotify doesn't
doesn't host video. Yeah. Sorry, pure listeners. We have a Halloween set. I'm dressed up as Gandalf. Dressed up as Frodo.
Every time I say, and just remember,
we have
I'm
a sign
pointing
that says,
at the sign that says,
the entity is always
the
watching.
entity is always watching.
Weird that, isn't it?
Weird that.
Yeah, weird that. Don't remember putting that up.
The entity is a false Hydra.
My character is the classic dumb barbarian, and no one knew I made this contract with a demon. So I spoke out loud to my demon friend and asked if I was going into this house and if it would help us find the bones. He said, "Don't go into the family room," and laughed. This freaked us all out, and my character proceeded to say that he had a gut feeling we shouldn't go in the family room.
Just a gut feeling. Just an inkling. What are all these?
Oh, I don't know. We stumbled around the mansion and found an old kid's room with some medical forms. My character was a combat medic in his old life, so I looked over it and couldn't determine what the young girl who used to own that room was sick with. I'm so sorry. It was clear she got some type of It was clear she got some type of glue and passed away. I'm assuming, Barry, you meant to say flu.
Stop glue.
Unless you meant glue.
The killer glue.
It was clear she got some type of flu or glue.
Flu or glue.
And passed away. I theorized that it had something to do with all the fiends. So yes, it was supposed to say fiend. We stepped back into the main hallway. Down the hall was the family room when suddenly the bell tower rang. A giant arm reached out of the room and started to feel around in the dining room and kitchen right across the hall.
Just a big arm.
Just a big arm.
Kind of creepy.
It started to claw at the doors and seemed angry, so we quickly tossed food in its path and it seemed satisfied. Further convinced that we needed to stay far away from the family room.
I would do that.
Agreed. No, agreed. We stepped into another room close by.
It was the family room.
The family room. A study. My character picked up a note from the ground and the demon read it out to me. Come play. The music changed and young children could be heard laughing in the walls. We ran back to the hall, determined to leave, when a young girl's voice broke out from the rest. Hello, will you come play with me? Please come play with me. And the voice was coming from the family room. We dashed out of the front door when the demon told me, you can't leave. She knows you're here now, and if you leave, she will kill you. My character quickly stopped the party from leaving and convinced everyone to stay and play with the girl. She must be the girl who died in this mansion, possessed or transformed by the fiends. We quickly returned to her room and took one of her old toys. We approached the family room, all too scared to enter.
I'm not surprised. You're gonna get slapped by a big hand.
One of us finally stepped up and entered. Slowly, we all entered the room, and she was a giant rat demon creature. She asked us to play in a sweet voice as she picked us up and wrapped her tail around us.
Creepy.
And we were like dolls to her.
Creepy.
She then requested we do something for her, but told us to come back. And if we didn't, she would come looking for us. Very creepy and very fun. But unfortunately, we didn't play very much after that.
No!
The real horror story is scheduling issues with D&D.
The real spooky is the scheduling issues.
Have you played Resident Evil? The one before Sexy Big Booba Lady.
7.
What was it? Resident Evil 7
yeah.
In the house with all the creepy people.
Yeah,
That reminds me of... Is there something similar like that in that? Like where there's like a big arm?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm making that up. But...
There's those really weird, horrible goo monsters.
Oh, yeah, man.
They sucked.
We tried to play that game, but...
Too scary.
It was too scary.
It was me and Matthew, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not that it was too scary for us. It was too scary for me. And I am so visceral when I'm scared. I scare everyone else around me.
So, like, when we watch something horror...
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with horror. Totally fine. Love a little bit of horror.
I am.
It's when Margaret gets scared, she screams.
Yep.
And she fucking
grabs.
grabs. She grabs. And, like, I'm, like, in this really tense situation. Something scary happens, and I'm like... And then I just feel someone grab me from the side and scream. And it's just... It makes it... Like, you have to sit so far away from me if we watch horror stuff, so you can't touch me.
But I need to be touching at all times.
You can't.
But I need to.
Because you make it 10 times worse.
See, that's the problem. I'm the real horror. It's me.
No.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's me. Oh, no.
Whoa. Taylor coming for you. The Swifties be coming for you.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Don't want that smoke.
No, don't want that. But yeah, no, that's so scary. See, like, you know what? I don't know why. I have never found, like, little kids
the little girl,
scary.
yeah. It's,
never found that scary. Maybe it's because I eat children.
Yeah. But like, you can be a creepy little girl and like have that, and I just
not scared of you.
My hatred for you.
Yeah, I'm just not scared of you.
Overwhelms my sympathy for you.
Can't stand you.
And my fear for you.
Yeah. But you know, I don't find stuff like that creepy. However, I know that's like one of the top 5 scariest things, right?
The rat.
Oh, the rat, the demon.
Weird, and the big hand coming out the room.
The big hand, really fucking scary.
Kind of creepy.
That's really scary to me. The big hand. Yeah, no,
I had a big hand, remember?
Yeah, and it grabbed Matthew on the Halloween episode.
The Halloween episode.
Yeah.
I had an Oni that was hunting the party.
Yeah, you did.
And Matthew looked away for 1 second.
And it magically put him to sleep when it shouldn't have.
Yeah, it shouldn't have because he was half elf and he didn't remember.
Yeah, none of us.
It put you asleep and he was like, oh well.
To be fair, none of us did.
Matthew also forgot he was immune to psychic damage. Or resistant to psychic damage in a very heavily psychic psychic damage arc.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just forget these things.
Sometimes you just forget these things.
Okay,
number 5.
Thank you, Barry. That was a...
Thank you, Barry.
That was spooky as fuck.
Creepy.
So, this next one, this has been sent in by Delta... Oh, no. I think... Are these all Reddit ones now?
Are these the Reddits?
I think these, yes.
It would make sense.
Yes, these are Reddit ones now. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in your scary submissions.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much appreciated. So, yes.
That's the real horror.
That what? The Reddit. Oh God, yeah, the Reddit is absolutely the real horror. 100.
Oh God.
Oh
yeah.
my God. 100%.
The internet.
The internet. Yeah.
Life.
The
state of the world.
Yeah, totally.
That's the real horror.
So, this one is from. These are all from the Reddit from now on.
Reddit.
This is them speaking as a DM. My players had to go through a dwarven outpost on their way to go to see some folks further north. They decided to stay a few nights, and after a few hours, the rogue starts frowning, like he can't quite remember something. Every time I reel off the name of one of the dwarves, his frown gets deeper. The dwarves slowly start to reveal the fact that they're suffering from some kind of PTSD, and 2 of them lock themselves away and don't come out. Finally, while they're deep in the outpost, one of the dwarves walks past them, and while the party watches aghast, throws itself into the nearby underground river and drowns itself to death. The rogue turns to me and asks, "What did you say his name was again?" I tell him. He turns to his comrades, white as a sheet, and whispers to them, "We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. Right now." I'd stolen his Dwarf Fortress save file. If you don't know what that means, Dwarf Fortress is like a module. It's like some sort of module you can do in D&D. So obviously this rogue player had written a spooky thing for himself. The DM had managed to get hands on it and slowly started implementing these things in the story. And that's why the rogue started being like, "That's weird. That's strange." And you know what I love? I love the implication that we have no idea who that dwarf is.
No.
We have no idea why it drowned itself.
But the rogue knows.
But the rogue knows. And
that's the creepy part. It's the fear of the unknown.
It's the fear of the unknown.
This is why in movies, when something gets shown to you, it immediately becomes less scary.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we all want to see it but the thing is, it's like you only think you want to see it.
Yeah.
The moment you see it, it actually makes you less scared.
Totally.
But that's why it's scary.
Did you ever watch the movie White Noise? White Noise is like maybe a 90s film.
Nah, it's early 2000s, I think. Yeah, I think I have seen it, yeah.
And it's not super scary, but it was scary enough for me as a kid to be scared of it. At the end, they show the monster and it's immediately not scary.
It's immediately not scary.
Immediately not scary.
And it's we all want to see it, and the reason we want to see it is because we're so waiting for the moment for it to not be that scary anymore.
Yeah, totally.
And
this story here ending and him being like, "We need to leave right now."
It's like the rest of the party will be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I know. But it's that panic.
Yeah, it's the panic.
I can imagine the panic of everyone being like, "We
What do you mean?
We go. What do you mean? Leave. We get out of here. We go."
Yeah.
Man, that's so scary to me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't endorse looking at your player's shit.
No, I don't endorse that. But
to be able to use it in such an effective, scary way like that.
I mean, if you're gonna steal someone's stuff, at least do this with it.
Yeah, at least do.
But you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
at least do a D&D backstory stuff with it.
This is, the Reddit. We have no say here about what the morals of these people are.
Yeah.
But do you want to know what the scary story be scary? The scary story be scary.
Spooky.
It do be spooking. That's creepy.
That is really.
That's quite well done,
spooky.
though.
I know. Yeah, I agree.
For theft.
I agree. It doesn't even necessarily have to be theft, right? But how many times do we write our characters' backstories and put in names that we can't fully remember?
Yeah,
because,
you just
you just have to think of family names and stuff like that.
You have to think of family names, and if the DM uses it, and then you go.
Yeah.
What was the name?
Yeah. I also like the idea that the DM being like, "Oh, just give me loads of names."
Yeah, just give me a bunch of names.
Give me a bunch of names. And then just saying them and just watching your player being like,
"Huh. I know that for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
And I don't like that.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Do not.
So this next one.
Yes.
We had been paid by a local guild to investigate this catastrophe at a nearby silver mine. We get there and the whole place stinks of blood and just blares magical auras of all sorts, but mostly abjurations. As we investigate, we find some storerooms full of body parts, but no complete bodies. No silver to be seen anywhere at all. As we progress deeper into the mine, we start hearing echoed voices down the shafts. Deep, deep voices in languages that none of us understand.
Turn around. Now.
Me?
No.
Oh, Jack, you scared me so much. Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
It do be the episode,
Oh my god, you scared me so much. I thought you were going to be like, there's a spider on your
No.
head or something like that.
This moment.
Oh god, you scared me.
Turn around and leave.
Well, in brackets, oh my kingdom for a tongues spell.
For a tongue spell.
All the major tunnels are soaked in blood, but no real evidence of a struggle. And we keep hearing these voices. We finally reach the end of the main tunnel to where the newest shafts have been dug out, and we hear chanting down in the biggest one and can vaguely see some light at the end of it. So we buff up and we venture in to find.
Buff up, let's go.
We buff up, baby.
Let's get the bless rolling.
Oh yeah. And we venture in to find nothing. We reach the end of the shaft,
Sometimes
and
that's
there's
worse.
so much worse. We reach the end of the shaft, and there's nothing there. The chanting has gotten louder, but our search reveals nothing. No blood, no silver, no tools, no bodies, nothing. We noped the fuck out of there.
Yep.
And we never looked back.
Get out of there.
Ooh.
Get out of there now.
Yeah, I agree. Finding nothing?
Nothing is
Scarier.
worse. So much
Worse.
scarier.
So much worse.
So much scarier.
So much fucking worse. Oh my god.
Why is it nothing? Where's it coming from?
Yeah,
Tell me.
so much worse. And the fact that the chant... Oh, man. I don't know what it is.
Nope.
Just the term chanting scares me.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Scares the life out of me. That's so scary.
Should we do some chanting on the
no.
podcast?
Go on. Oh.
That's not... That's singing. Chanting's like...
Well, no, see, to me, chanting is like a scary, like... No, you know, that scares me. Like,
The singing.
Well, yeah, a bit of both. Scares me.
So is it the chanting or the singing?
Both.
I guess you can... I guess you can chant a spell. Something like that.
Yeah, just scary.
Well, both of those were great, and they both are very scary.
Yeah. Well, the Halo thing. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that's so fucking scary.
Scary.
The fact that the chanting got louder, but you found nothing.
Less and
I
less.
hate that. I actually hate that.
Creep.
I really hate that.
Creepy.
All right, this next one. To be fair, you know what? Did I finish writing this episode? I mean, to be fair, we've been
cranking. We're going for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We did a lot of talking at the beginning.
We did do a lot of talking in the beginning, and we did the Homebrew Challenge winners, I suppose. Homebrew Challenge winners. So there is one kind of like slightly longer one, and then the rest are kind of like short, like quick fire ones.
Get them, fire them.
So there is an inn in my homebrew world on a road in the middle of nowhere next to a murky swamp. A local legend says that years ago, a woman was sitting at the edge of the water when an alligator lunged out, grabbed her feet, and started pulling her in. She grabbed onto a tree root to try to save herself, only for the alligator to pull so hard that it stretched her limbs into a grotesquely unnatural length. It is said that she still lurks in the swamp as a mindless monstrosity, waiting for her chance to snatch unsuspecting passers-by with her long, spindly arms and subject them to the same fate. Ducks and other waterfowl refuse to land or swim in the water.
Well, that's good.
Whenever a party stayed the innkeeper gives them a room on the second floor. And this is because she emerges from the swamp and knocks on their windows late at night.
And she snatches you out the window.
Oh, how awful's that?
That's very creepy.
Oh, that's awful.
Even if that doesn't happen, it's weird.
Awful.
Horrendous.
The fact that she just knocks on your windows. Oh, that. I don't know why that messes me up so bad. That's so scary to me.
That is scary.
That's scary.
Scary.
That's so scary. So, this next one, this is the third to last. Oh my goodness. Is this, I feel like I've misjudged this entirely.
What do you mean?
Like just planning, like how much.
Why? You've done a great
speaking
job.
there is. You know what? I'm so uncomfortable.
Well, let's fire these through, and then you can take your beard off.
So, 2 of us were lost in the woods running from a creature that we only got glimpses of, but it was absolutely huge. While we were running, we were also fleeing from a murder scene. It took about 40 minutes before he looked at his last roll, and then to us, and then to say, "You hit a dead end. Not your first, but you know that this time you can't turn back. It's behind you, but you just can't see it. But you know you can't run." My rogue was shitting himself.
That's creepy. That's real creepy. Sometimes it doesn't have to be what it is. It's just the words that you say.
Oh, man. Like,
You don't know what it is, but
you know you don't have time to run.
you can't run.
Like, you can't see it,
But
but
it's
it
there.
is behind you.
It's,
Oh, God.
it's there.
Oh, I hate that.
It's behind
Oh, I
you.
really, really hate that. That's so creepy. That's so scary. Spooky. Scary.
Scary.
Scary. Oh, scary.
Scary.
So, this is the second to last. This is the second to last one. This is the penulti. This is the
Hit him with a
penulti.
penult.
So the context to this.
Okay.
My character's father is a powerful and cruel military general. My character ran away from her family at a young age to escape her father. And my party is plotting to kill him to try to push an oppressive government out of the city.
Love it.
So this was had in an after-session discussion. Me, joking, what keeps my father up at night? The DM, you. Me, in a good or a bad way. DM, you just think you just got away? Unscathed? Me, what? DM, silence. Legit the most terrified I have ever been in my life.
God.
Oh, how cold is that?
That's cold.
Oh, you think you just
You
got
think
away?
You got away unscathed. It's like the moment where the dungeon master almost gives something away, but just gives you enough for you to be like,
good God. Like,
what?
That's so scary. And the fact that, like, it's just a joke, being like, what does he think of at night? Like, what keeps him up?
You.
And you. Like, in a good or a bad way. You think you just got away? Unscathed. I don't know why that freaks me out.
Cool. Scary.
Scary!
Scary.
Scary! Oh my God, it's so scary.
It doesn't have to be a monster sometimes.
No, God, no.
It can just be the idea of something.
Oh, God, spooky.
Very
so,
spooky.
this is the last one, and this is, I found this in the, 3-sentence horror stories.
Yeah.
Right? And it is simply, DM, the 6 of you continue walking. Players, there's only 5 of us. DM, the 6 of you continue walking. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
Creepy. It's just bits like that. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, it doesn't need this whole setup. It's just the effectiveness of just saying something like that.
Man. Like, and the 6 is in italics. The 6 of you.
I remember we were doing something for the last campaign, and you were going into a spookiest forest. There was another spooky forest. I do love a spooky forest. And it was getting really dark
I know
and foggy.
exactly what you're gonna say.
It wasn't anything super. It wasn't like a monster or anything like that. But you all began to get lost and get turned around, and you were getting a little bit kerfuddled. And I remember Abby was like, I just make up a flame in my hand. And I said, yeah, you do. And as you do, off in the distance, you just see a small flame ignite. And she was like,
what does that mean?
Huh?
And no, it was even scarier than that, Jack. It was even scarier than that. I don't think any of us did anything. One of us went, can we get a light? And it just lit up in the background.
oh, is that what it was?
Scary. So scary.
Yeah. Did
So
you ask for
spooky.
it in the
We said to, I think one of us had the light spell or dancing orbs or something, dancing lights. And one of us was like, oh yeah, we need a light. And one just popped up in the distance. And it was so scary.
Yeah, it was pretty
so
scary.
creepy.
It was creepy.
It was so
It's just little bits like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It just kind of enough to make you feel unsettled and uneasy.
Yeah.
It's wild, isn't it? Because if you look at the first submission that we read out, Zeros, which is a really descriptive
Yeah.
like retelling of something awful, and then something like that last one,
Yeah.
like they're both equally as scary.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're both terrifying, but in like completely different
And
ways.
it's also like what you find scary.
Totally.
Like again, to me, like the whole like little girl like thing isn't scary
yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
It's more just like it's just inconsistencies.
Yes.
But like intentional inconsistencies that scare me.
Totally, I agree.
Just like I don't know, just yeah. Just
spooky.
That's what spooks me.
Just spooky.
That's what spooks me.
Completely spooky. And I think that's the joy of horror, right? It's all like, to be fair with anything like this, it's all subjective.
Yeah, it's
like
all,
we could have read every single one of these,
and somebody
and
would be like, they're rubbish.
yeah, you might not find them scary,
They're
but
rubbish.
man, some of these knock me sick.
Yeah,
some of these made actually
some of them are creepy.
knock me fucking sick. So that's it.
Well,
that's the
we're at the
Halloween
end.
episode.
See, the thing is, right, these elf ears are hurting my ears, right? But I don't want to complain because I can see how much you've struggled with the beard.
I really struggle.
And I feel like my struggles are less.
No, your struggles are just as valid. Truly.
My struggles are.
Truly, they are just as valid, but shut the fuck up.
But don't you fucking dare complain. Right.
Yes.
You.
Should I put the beard back on for
100 comments.
Oh, yeah.
We were so close. Without me even asking.
Yep.
This was before I even asked for 100 comments.
It truly was,
You gave
actually,
me 80 comments, and then you gave me like 75 comments. 100. 100. Let's get it, baby.
Did you like this? Did you like the
Story
special...
time? Did you like story time?
Did you like story time? Did you like the like the set? Did you like the fact that it was like a specific Halloween thing?
Yeah.
Because our Halloween
Because we're never doing it
because
again.
we never. No, I'm never dressing up again. Well, the reason I ask is, as scheduled, we post every Monday and Thursday. Christmas falls on a Monday this week. This week? Oh my God!
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day falls on a Monday.
The thing is, right, we wouldn't obviously record on Christmas Day.
No, yeah,
but
of course
we
not.
can schedule it to upload, and it's weird because here we have a plethora of people from all different walks of life.
Yeah,
so,
we just subscribe to fucking Christian norms here.
Yeah, well,
in
we don't really.
UK. No, we're not Christian, but you know what I mean.
Well, we
Like,
don't.
It's a Christian holiday, right?
No.
Yeah, it's a Christian holiday.
It's it is what it is. But do you want an episode on Christmas Day?
Yeah,
It takes no extra effort for us.
No, it really doesn't. And I am leaning towards doing it because there's so many reasons why people, first of all, wouldn't celebrate Christmas.
Oh, be alone on Christmas.
There's so many reasons why people would be alone on Christmas. Maybe like you can't get out, etc., etc. So I would really like to. It depends, if you would like it. It's no extra work for us.
We don't mind.
It really isn't.
We don't mind at all.
So let us know. And
Let us
if you do, would you like something like this? Would you like a fun Christmas?
Does Margaret
episode?
get the Santa outfit, and I'll get the little elf outfit?
No elves. You know what? That's what we were actually.
Elves?
No elves. That's what we. No, I hate elves. That's
What?
nasty little elves. Nasty little Christmas elves. I like Legolas elves.
Right, yeah,
I don't
but
like
you just
nasty
said
little Christmas
you said on a
elves.
D&D podcast I don't
Oh
like elves.
no nasty little tiny elves like Santa's helper elves. Oh, I could punt them into the sea. Yeah,
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe we could
Into
do
the
like a
abyss.
gingerbread house or something like that.
Or we could make a gingerbread
We
house
could
like
make a
on the
gingerbread
podcast.
house, like a medieval gingerbread
We
house.
could do just like a chill episode.
Yeah.
And make a gingerbread house.
Yeah, like it's we've got some stuff coming. We've got some exciting things happening in the new year.
Oh yeah, we've got yeah. We can't talk about it just yet.
Yeah.
But there is an opportunity that has come to us because of your amazing support.
Indeed.
That I think we're going to take.
So we need to branch out into doing just some more kind of things like our Am I the Arseholes, our horror stories. Like that's like our bread and butter, right?
Yeah, that's for the channel.
Yeah, totally. But like, would you like to see something a little bit more chill from us? Like, still D&D centric, but not completely. Like, yeah. And then maybe something like that for
100%.
Christmas. That'd be nice. Tell us what you thought of this episode.
Yes.
Did you like it?
Please.
Go on,
100
Jack.
comments.
Blow us out. So I can take this fucking beard off.
Frodo's been wearing some Squad Blaster merch, which is canon to Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk for the logo t-shirt, logo with a backprint t-shirt, or the heavy metal t-shirt. Go and pick one up. You'll be supporting the podcast and me and Margaret. If you don't want to get anything from there, head over to our Hellbound Dice Etsy store, which is down below. Some spell cards, some notebooks, some t-shirts, some mugs, some inspiration tokens, badges, stickers, all the good stuff for the holiday season. And code PODBLAST will get you 10% off at discount. Like the video if you haven't. 100 comments. We will get there, I believe. Hit the bell notification to be notified when we are uploading a video on a Monday and a Thursday. Subscribe if you haven't. From me, Frodo Baggins. I'll see you after I've dropped the ring off in the fiery pits of Mordor.
And from me, Gandalf, Mithrandir, or... Mithrandir. Fly, you fools!
Fly, you fools.
Bye!
I love you. Margaret loves
Fly,
you.
you fools!
Bully loves you. Fly, you fools.
Fly, you fools!
Bye.
Bye.